Hi, hello and welcome back to F1 Challenge VB. My name is Mephisto and our journey through the history of Formula 1 continues today with the third round of the 1953 season, the Dutch Grand Prix. It was held on the 7th of June, it had 20 entries, 19 of which took part in the race, 10 having to retire. The race consisted of 90 laps completed in 2 hours, 53 minutes and 35 seconds. Ascari started the race from pole, Fangio was second, Farina third, Villoresi fourth, and Gonzalez started the race from fifth. Ascari won the Dutch Grand Prix, with Farina finishing in second, 1.4 seconds behind. Felice Bonetto gave his car to Gonzalez, who finished in third, 1 lap behind the leader. Hawthorne finished fourth, he was also 1 lap behind, and rounding up the top 5 was De Graafenried, who was 2 laps adrift. And on lap 59, Villoresi posted the fastest lap, a 1 minute 52.8 second lap. We're back at Zandvoort, a very enjoyable circuit in my opinion, and the lap starts off with a fast run down into turn 1, a tight hairpin with a bit of a camber in the road, which should make navigating the corner much easier. Turn 2 is a medium speed chicane which leads into turn 3, another tight hairpin that's also cambered. Next follows a series of shallow turns which you can take flat out. Then brake for turn 7, a medium right-hander, once again with a camber to help you navigate the corner easier. After this are another series of shallow corners that can be taken at full speed, at least until you arrive at turn 12, a medium speed right-hander with the usual camber in the road. A quick burst of power into turn 13, a very fast right-hand kink that leads onto the long main straight, and that is a lap around Zandvoort. And here we are in qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix. We're starting from the pits as we see a Simca Gordini passing by, and the reason why we're starting from the pits is the Maserati at the side there. That's going to throw a monkey wrench into our qualifying, I'm guessing, especially since, as you can probably tell, it's raining quite hard, so I'm not really sure. And here we are coming around to set our first qualifying lap. There's a car right beside me. I heard it crash into one of the British cars there. We set a 134.07, not a very good lap. And here is a replay. Let's see what happened there. There it is. There is a Ferrari right beside me, and as we come around he crashes into that I think it was a Cooper, and well that's his qualifying over. As I come out of this hairpin I lose control of the car, because why the hell not. Unfortunately I was unable to improve my qualifying time, so we will be starting from the back. And to add insult to injury, this is the third time I tried to record this video. Unfortunately I'm an idiot and I managed to accidentally delete the other 2 recordings, but you haven't missed all that much because everything that happened in those 2 will happen again in this one. Anyway, Ascari starts from pole, Fangio is second, Hawthorne third, Nino Farina fourth, Jose Froilan Gonzalez starts from 5th, De Graafenried 6th, Trintignant 7th, in 8th we have Oscar Galvez, Herman Lang is 9th, Felice Bonetto 10th, Jean Berra 11th, Onofre Marimon 12th, Sterling Moss starts from 13th, Harry Schell from 14th, 15th is Roberto Mieres, followed by Louis Rosier in 16th, Ken Wharton is 17th, Prince Bira is 18th, and unfortunately Andy Higgs is starting from 19th place on the grid. Not a good qualifying, but again I was unable to improve my time, despite the fact that the weather kind of improved towards the end of the qualifying session. But anyway, the flag is down and we are off to a pretty slow start, but well, you can kind of understand it. It's quite slippery, as you see. It's not raining, but the track is still quite wet at the moment. We saw Herman Lang at the side of the road there. That's Onofre Marimon who drives straight into us, and I drive up into this sandbank, which actually acts like a proper modern gravel pit, which is interesting. So anyway, we're back on our way down, and we've fallen down to 19th. However, we quickly remedied that as we saw a couple of cars there on at the side of the track, and we move back up into 17th as we take a look at a replay of the start as everyone scrambles for the same piece of tarmac, which is kind of difficult in given these conditions. And we're coming into turn 1 here. I tried to go around the Maserati there, but he still didn't really care. And here comes Prince Bira in his Connaught to to retire from the race. This is towards the end of the lap actually, but I decided to show them anyway because, well, why the bloody hell not? Next we have Ken Wharton in his Cooper coming in to retire. This is only after not even one lap. I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but they haven't finished the lap yet. They're pitting. This is Roberto Mieres in his Maserati coming into pit, and obviously to retire. As we see another Maserati flying all over the place. This is Sterling Moss's Connaught. He comes in to retire. Next we have Jean Berra in his Cooper. He loses control of the car and he tries to come back, it seems. He's doing quite well until one of the Maseratis comes around, crashes into him and ends both of their races. So there we have that. And here is Herman Lang. That's Herman Lang. He went wide. We saw that he went quite wide. He came back onto the track and crashed into the Cooper as it tried to re-enter the track. And here we have Felice Bonetto coming to retire. This time he actually comes in with a purpose because his engine was starting to give up. So I guess his retirement is the only one that's justified. This is De Graafenried coming in to retire as well. Next we have Gonzalez in his Maserati doing the exact same thing. You know, the interesting part is that initially I thought that the AI was retiring because of the weather. It isn't. It just decided to come into the pits before even finishing one lap, and that is Juan Manuel Fangio trying to come into the pits and losing control of his Maserati. And there comes a Simca Gordini. We see a tire somewhere, and that's a Ferrari. And well, that's interesting physics. Really, really interesting physics. I'm not sure what to make of that, but yeah. So that after all that, we are now on lap 3, and don't be afraid because the carnage hasn't stopped yet. There's still more to come. As we now take a look at Onofre Marimon in his Maserati coming in to retire after lap 1. He actually managed to finish one lap, so let's give him that. And now we have Oscar Galvez in his Maserati coming in to retire after 2 laps. I really don't understand it. Again, whilst I was racing, I thought that the AI was unable to control the car given the weather. It was only when I started recording the replays when I realized what was happening, and it makes no sense that anyone would retire this early on. Maybe 1 or 2 people, but not so many. And we're now looking at Louis Rosier in the Ferrari coming in to retire. So does Nino Farina. I really don't know what to say, seriously. And so does Alberto Ascari. I'm at the loss for words. I really am. What can you say to this? Oh, again, I could understand if it would be 1, maybe 2 people who have some issues with their car, and yet they're coming in to try and fix it. But okay, we know that the pits are bugged. But everyone, and by the way, this is lap 7, and everyone retired by this point. Well, I just started lap 7. This is Harry Shell in his Simca. In front of him is Maurice Tintignan. For some reason, the game decided to give them in reverse order, whatever. Uh, Here is Tintignan, and that is the guy in the Ferrari is Mike Hawthorne. And this is what happened every single time. By the time I started lap 7, everyone retired. So this this was 3 times in a row, and I have to be honest with you guys, I was sick of. I really had enough. I did. I'm sorry for the bad commentary, but I really have nothing to say about this. And here we are on lap 31, finally coming around to finish the race. Well, it wasn't really a race, was it? I was alone for 25 laps, 26 laps, whatever. Uh, we we won the Dutch Grand Prix. Woohoo! Yay! Let's celebrate. No, I really am quite ticked off at this. That made no sense to me. And okay, maybe there was something, and it happened once, but on 3 occasions the exact same thing happened. I I really have nothing to say to that. If anyone has any ideas, I'm open, but this was a bad race. It was worse than the Indianapolis 500. Actually, it was about as bad as the 1950 Indianapolis Grand Prix, if you remember. There too, I was the only one who finished the race. Anyway, here are the career statistics. This was Andy's 27th Grand Prix. His best start is still 5th, no pole positions yet. He has set 5 fastest laps. His best finish is 1st, has completed 18 laps, out of which 17 in the points, has won 11 races, out of which 2 at the Indianapolis 500, hasn't won at the Monaco Grand Prix yet, has 2 championships in the bag, has a total of 116 points, has 9 retirements, has experienced 597 out of 769 laps, has 3 bronze trophies, 1 silver trophy, 11 gold trophies, and as an extension, 11 podiums. And here we have a quick look at the championship standings. With 2 wins in the bag, Andy Higgs takes the lead of the race. He's 7 points ahead of Jose Froilan Gonzalez, who is 2nd, and everyone up to Maurice Trintignant, who is 9th, has scored points. Ascari, just as he did in 1952, has yet to finish a race, despite the fact that he should be winning every single freaking race. But apparently the AI doesn't want to do that. Oh, my head hurts. Anyways, guys, that was the Dutch Grand Prix. It wasn't very fun. No, it wasn't. It really wasn't fun. Next race is the Belgian Grand Prix. I really hope that one, at least that one, will go well. At least it did partially go well until now, so I'm hoping that the AI will do a bit better there, but this is really it to the video. If you haven't done so, make sure to vote for next season's team. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, although I doubt it. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.